Hey Jake, talking about the LGBTQ report, the video clip from My Trans Life. I was just mainly first impressions sad to hear about very little support, or lack of advertising support that there is in the community or the schools. Because if you don't show that you're safe to talk about all issues, then why should they come confide in you to talk about the issues they're having? I mean, it's ridiculous in my opinion. What quote or statement stood out to you? We were faced with a 7-year old that wanted to die in the trans life video. That quote stood out to me just because I couldn't imagine being 7 years old and thinking about wanting to kill myself. That's, for lack of a better term, that's advanced and very sad to hear about. I mean, and then the quote from the report: the counselors of my school never said whether they can come to them about LGBTQ subjects or not, so you don't really know if they were real well educated about LGBTQ community. And that's sad also because um, if you don't show that you're for all issues, especially something like that nowadays, then you're not really for anti-bullying because you got to prove that you're about all issues, in my opinion. Of course, anti-bullying, there hasn't been much evidence that schools around here are for it because I've seen issues all the time around here, especially the school I was at where there are bullying cases and they kind of get brushed to the side. Why is it important for teachers to advocate for students? Very important because if these kids see an adult supporting them, then maybe they will begin to support these kids also. Maybe not at first, but eventually. I think one of the best ways to advocate for these students is not to treat them any different than you would say a student dealing with depression issues or family issues or their parents are getting divorced. You want to treat them just like everybody else. You don't want to treat them any differently. One of the better things you can do. But like number four, I have not had an experience in training, so maybe there's another way to go. There are other ways to go about it. That's just, in my opinion, you don't treat them differently. Questions are wondering if the school does not advocate for talking to counselors about these issues, then how should I go about pushing for advertising them, especially if the administration is not in support of teachers having political opinions? That's all I got.